"Please sit down," she invited, gesturing to the chair across from hers. "I don't remember you being so formal," he said as he pulled out a chair and took his seat. She ignored that remark. Really, what could she say? From the moment she'd first seen him, she'd been attracted to him. Even after she'd learned he was a Montrose, and technically her family's enemy, she'd still wanted him. "I assume you're here to talk about moving assets around in my company," she said. He nodded. "I'll be spending the next 6 weeks doing an assessment of the assets in the company and on this campus here. I understand you have 3 different gaming divisions?" Wow. She should have been prepared for it, but he'd just completely shut off his emotions and switched to business. She wanted to be able to do the same, but she'd never been that good at hiding what she felt. Cyborg, she'd heard him called. He lived up to that moniker today. He looked over at her, and she realized she was just staring at him. This wasn't going to work. She'd call Emma, her oldest sister, and the chief executive officer of Infinity, as soon as he left, and tell her that she or Jessie would have to work with Dec. Though, to be fair, as chief marketing officer, Jessie wasn't really the one who should be handling Dec. "Cari?" "Sorry, yes, they all report to me. Online, console, and mobile." "I'll need to set up meetings with everyone in the company. The way this'll work is that each person will be assessed and rated. And then I'll give a presentation to our combined board of directions with my recommendations." "No problem. Emma mentioned you wanted to talk to the staff. Do you think you'll just be here 1 or 2 days a week?" she asked, mentally crossing her fingers. "No, I want to set up an office so I can be here in the thick of things," he said, leaning forward. "Is that going to be a problem?" "Not at all," she said, with the only smile she could muster. She'd rather not see him ever again, but that wasn't going to happen, and she was mature so she could deal with it. She knew her smile must have looked forced when he laughed. "You were never good at hiding your feelings," he said. She shook her head. Though his statement was true, it wasn't something that he could know from personal experience. They'd had a one-night stand, not a relationship. "Don't say it like that. You don't know me at all. We only had 1 date and 1 night together." "I think I got a fairly good impression of you," he said. "Really?" she asked. She told herself to let it go and just concentrate on the business end of things, but that was going to be impossible. "Then why'd you leave me alone in that hotel room?" He leaned back in his chair and took a long swallow of his coffee before standing up to pace around the room to her side of the table. He leaned back against the table and stared down at her, and she was tempted to stand up so he wasn't towering over her, but she didn't want him to think he intimidated her. "I'm not really a man for attachments," he said at last. "And though you think I don't know you, Cari Chandler, I'd have to be a blind fool not to see that you care too much." She wanted to deny it, but the truth was, she was the bleeding heart of the Chandler family. She volunteered, donated time and money to charities and causes, and she'd fallen for more than one sob story at work. Emma had been furious at first, until she realized it made their employees loyal because they felt that the executive management cared. "I wasn't going to cling to you and profess undying love, Dec," she said. She barely knew him after one sex-filled night. She might have been interested in seeing him again and getting to know him better, but she'd learned all she needed to know when he'd left her. It was only 1 night. "It was a fabulous night, Cari," he said, putting his hand on the back of her chair and spinning her around to face him. "Maybe I should remind you of how good we are together." She pushed the chair back, standing up. It was time for her to take control of this meeting. "Not necessary."